Stars, I'm a fool for your love.
To my channel, welcome to a new vlog, welcome to Mindful Monday? We'll see. I'm finally gonna talk about books and I'm so excited. The last video that I created about books was also my first video about books. It was all the books I've read in quarantine, which was in 2020, spring 2020, and it's summer 2021, like 2022. Oh no, where's the time gone? That was mainly because I moved out of my parents' house to my own place in March 2021, and we had to do a lot before that. So I was working on the house a lot, and then when I moved in here, I didn't have books. My bookshelves weren't here yet, and they are new. I'm gonna show you in a sec, but I am obsessed with them. And also the fact that not only my books are on here, but also my boyfriend's books. So excited, and I finally started reading again. So I wanted to share with you 3 books. That's all. These 3, I'm gonna talk about them for a really long time. I feel like this is just a short intro, or like, I don't know, the first video again about books, because I love it so much, and because I'm gonna start reading again, I'll also post more about books, which I love. I'm repeating myself. So I'll just start with this book. It's originally an English book because it's from someone from America. Grown Up Fast is the original title. I have read it in the Dutch version, and that is called Verloren, jeugd. Turned out that this book is written by the main character. I was halfway through the book and I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I really like this. It was mainly because my mum loved this book when she was younger and she gave it to me. And I was like, I don't know. But that's also because this is about like the 60s and the 70s and stuff, and personally I don't really know much about that. She enjoyed that way more than I did because she understood more. But then I realized that this book isn't just about some random girl. This book is about a girl, and that is the writer. Like, I don't know. That made the book different and I enjoyed it way more. But still, if I'm completely honest, I wouldn't really recommend it because there's so many amazing books out there, and to me this isn't really the one. But yeah, it's about a girl and her life in the 60s, 70s and 80s, and she gets pregnant and she keeps the baby. No, she doesn't keep the baby, but she does get in labor and stuff, and then after that she gives the baby away. Everything is secretly, even though everyone notices, but she doesn't tell anyone, and just how she tries to live basically, and it's just not working out. A lot of drugs involved, a lot of people treating other people like rubbish. Yeah, it's interesting. I just believe that there are more books out there nowadays that give you a more interesting story. I don't really like to say that, but I need to be honest. Then the book I'm currently reading is Alleen, wereld. And originally that book is called, oh, who knows? If I know, I'm gonna put it right here. I almost know for sure that this is not a Dutch book. But okay, I've read it in Dutch, and I only need to go this tiny bit. The rest I did read already, and I needed some time to get used to the story. Also because I thought it was a total different story. Alone on Earth, I don't know, I thought he would wake up and then there was no one around and I don't know, some bomb would have happened and everyone died and he's the only one left and how he would survive. I don't know, something like that. It's not like that at all. It's just a boy that grew up with his mom. He thought it was his mom, and then his dad comes home after like 7 years or something, and then he sells this boy because he wants money, and that's because they aren't his real parents, and then he gets sold to this guy, but then after a while the guy died and then he's alone again, and like there's so many things happening in the book, and every time he is kind of like alone on this earth because he belongs to no one. There's so much interesting stuff happening in here, but I do think I just needed to get used to reading it again, so I wasn't really into it at first, but now I am, and I really enjoy it. Also something that I find a little bit difficult, but that's just because I don't have a lot of knowledge about it, is that it takes place so many years ago that I just don't know a lot about it, and he goes to so many places in France and I don't know France at all, basically, only Paris, and that's the Paris from nowadays and not from 200 years ago, so that sometimes makes it less interesting and harder to read, but it's still a really interesting book. Those books, even though their first book turned out it wasn't really fiction, those books are like more fiction types of books than this book, The 5 Love Languages. I specifically bought this version because it just looks so good. And also like the pages, I don't really know how I can show you. I just really like this. I just, when I bought this one, I was like, this is the type of book that you can just put on a shelf and like really see and you're out of it or something, I don't know. It's about the 5 love languages. Everyone has a language, apparently, in which they share their love and in which they want to receive love. Sometimes isn't the same. For me, it's words of affirmation, like on top, and that means that I really express my love by words, and I don't feel loved if I don't really receive love in words. Some people, they give you love in other ways, and that can be by gift giving or physical touch or quality time or acts of service, and I never really noticed that that was a thing. But if you use this in your relationship, not only your relationship like your partner, but it can also be your relationship with your friends or your parents, then the people around you and that includes yourself, you feel so much more loved. I've used it for myself too. For example, my dad, he is such an acts of service kind of person, and sometimes I would feel like yes, I know he loves me, but he doesn't really say I love you. What is that he does? But he does so much. For example, when we were working on this house, he did so much for me because that's what he does to share his love. So that's just an example, but I feel like if everyone in the world would read that book, the world would be a better place, for real. You obviously need to put the words into action, but I feel like so many relationships could be saved by this, because if you and your partner don't share the same love language, then just already by knowing how the other person wants to be treated to feel loved, you know what to do to make them feel loved. I don't know, just read it. Such a good read. All of those books, highly recommend that one the most. And I'm gonna show you my bookshelves and then that should be it. Are you ready? Ta-ta! I love this. If you like look from here, okay, I'm almost falling. If you look from here, I'm obviously standing on the couch, sorry, but oh, this looks so good. and it's obviously in rainbow order. Love that so much. And I have English books in there and Dutch books, so more to come. So excited. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Give it a thumbs up if you are excited for more book related videos. If you have any recommendations, just put that in the description down below, or not in the description, in the comments down below, I'm sorry. Yeah, click the bell for notifications, stay tuned, and I hope I will see you again soon. Bye!